This is Twtwtw with Hereward the Woke, looking to keep wokedom safe as a priority for every person in the UK. This is for the 66% of the UK who are woke. So, if you're a far-right libertarian, it's a good time to go and get another inking down the tattoo parlour. This week, a radiant Kate Middleton said, "Anyone can become an addict," as she joined Ant and Dec for a charity bash. "I'm thinking about it, Kate. Would you sponsor me, as I'd like to become a cocaine addict?" So this could be the new Duke of Edinburgh's award. The Duchess of Cambridge awards you a year's supply of a drug of your choice. Do the royals have their own cannabis farm? Because it's time to let your estates go wild, love. Addiction is not a choice, and neither is the royal family we get given. What was Boris doing? He was suggesting that he's the Moses of... Moses brought down from the new London Mound the 10 Commandments because he liked the bits that went, "Thou shalt not." Oh, it's "Thou shalt not ban coal. Thou shalt not take any precautions against COVID, and thou shalt not take any responsibility for the death of 100,000 people." What else did the blonde bombshell do? This ails British sensations Adele, Ed Sheeran and even Peppa Pig in a bid for foreign cash post-Brexit. Out of that lot, who would make the best PM? It's Peppa Pig, of course. And who would make the best sausages? Boris, of course. Boris said it's hard being green like Kermit the Frog. And from our point of view, it's hard to have such a dickhead as your Prime Minister. "Chip on your shoulder," said the Sun, as Wetherspoon's Diners mocked the pub chain for disappointing chip portions, with one customer weighing them at the table. As all Wetherspoon's customers should know, the best way to get chips is to have your triple vaccines. Weighing your food at the table. Well, I suppose that's as much fun as you can have at a Wetherspoon. Let's turn to the NHS. The press revealed a doctor slapped a patient round the face 3 times and told him to stop fucking around. It was a face-to-face appointment, wasn't it? Lucky bugger, I can only get slapped on Zoom. Pop sensation Kanye West confirmed his name has been legally changed to Ye after a judge approved. So that's one carol Kim Kardashian won't be singing this Christmas. "Oh come, all ye faithful." Oh yes, and Kim has changed her name to Card, so at least he can have one of those in the post. Little Amal in Britain, the giant puppet of a Syrian girl, reached her journey's end this week. At the end of the puppet's 5,000-mile journey, Priti Patel greeted her on Dover Beach with a pair of scissors and a flamethrower. Gutter Press informed us that a man was splattered in a very unpleasant way after a plane dumped human waste on him in his Windsor garden. It was a bit of a sod because Prince Andrew was pruning Mummy's favourite roses at the time. This week, 9 UK schools started scanning children's faces in order to take their munchy lunch money quickly. Bullies have also been given the scanners in school playgrounds to make sure they're picking on the right kids before they beat them up and steal their lunch money. "Done it again," wrote the Gutter Press in pride. "Brexit Britain secures a world-leading £2.3 billion trade deal with New Zealand. One of the bonuses was up to 20 pence off the cost of a bottle of New Zealand wine. This is what we've been waiting for, folks. The chance to spend £5.80 on something we didn't want and didn't have before so we can save 20 pence. Well, if we save up enough of those 20p's, perhaps we can spend it on some French cheese to go with the wine." Psychosis cases have soared in England, and it's not just Boris Johnson, as the pandemic has hit mental health. The most revealing sign is that people are still voting for the Tory party, despite them being the worst government anywhere in the world. It's difficult to know who the maddest bastards are, the Tory National Front government or the people who vote for them. It's no wonder they won't actually do anything about mental health, except for Prince William, who doesn't get a vote anyway, and if he did, he'd vote for himself, wouldn't he? The Queen has been after hiring a new Buckingham Palace cleaner for as little as £11,300 a year. Is that all? That's what Prince Charles spends on cheese and wine to run his Aston Martin on. Well, Charlie's now got 20 pence off New Zealand wine, so he should be happy, the old sod. Queen also found time to give a cheeky message to her royal kitchen staff after finding a dead slug in a meal. She said, "Tell Charles we found Andrew with you." There were no surprises this week. We saw Kerry Katora wearing bin bags on a programme with the enticing name Celebrity Trash Monsters, which was described as entertaining and educational. Celebrity Trash Monsters. I thought all the far-right libertarian TV shows were trash monsters. In future, all UK TV shows will be recorded down the local recycling centre. Well, it's nearly Halloween, where far-right libertarians dress up as themselves, using any old rubbish they can lay their hands on. A bit like Kerry Katona on Celebrity Trash Monsters. Doing the haka, if you're not a Maori, will be banned under the new UK-New Zealand trade deal, because it is offensive cultural appropriation. Is there nothing you're allowed to do anymore? What about the samba? Are Brazil going to object? Or the foxtrot? I hear foxes have started criminal proceedings. Bloody cancel culture, eh? The Inuits have started to protest about the libertarians calling people they don't like snowflakes. The Independent told us that mammoths were driven to extinction because of climate change, not human hunters. There have recently been attempts to bring mammoths back using DNA from dead animals. This may mean that mammoths get the last laugh, watching humans being driven to extinction because of climate change, including all the bloody hunters. Resident dickhead Richard Madeley was criticised this week after asking a woman whose drink was spiked if she took precautions. Does Richard Madeley know that the needle is not a penis and you don't need to stick a condom on it? Did the woman take precautions before coming on the programme, like bringing a sick bag in case she needed to vomit uncontrollably when she caught sight of Richard? Steve Allen compared Gemma Collins to Jabba the Hutt before his Tiller Ramsay jibe about being chubby. Did he also describe Prince Andrew as Pizza the Hutt? I don't blame Tilly Ramsay. She has got to grab snacks where she can, because the food at home isn't very good. The Huffington Post wrote 10 things Brits can enjoy at the new £120 million taxpayer-funded Brexit festival in 2022. What are they? Bear baiting, cockfighting, guessing the weight of the cake in pounds and ounces, the ducking stool experience, burning witches, driving a lorry, pulling a pint, trying out a ventilator, testing a new range of date-rape drugs, or being arrested by a plainclothes policeman. Try them all out at the Brexit Festival of Life. Papal paradox. Is the woke Pope alienating his flock? The Pope has cracked down on paedophiles, which has upset most Catholics, and they've joined their friends in the Church of England instead. This has been Hereward the Woke, standing up to the small minority of people who hate we wokes, when they're not having therapy for depression or morbid obesity, that is.